Hello, Active Sage here on the Sage channel, and this is PlanetBase! And we can press this nice little button down here and change the background planet. So we can actually have this amazing view right here. Which I kind of wish had some more stuff in the background, but the blue is awesome. Anyway, PlanetBase is sort of it's a base building game where you build a base on a planet. And I've been playing around a bit, but I'm just going to show you guys some basics of it right away. And click on new game, and you can see you have multitudes of different worlds you can choose from. And you can see that these two here are locked. You have to get 8 milestones here and 12 milestones here to, well, go ahead and select these planets to be able to play on them, and each different planet, the different class of planet, has different difficulties. So far I've only managed to get a little bit far on this planet, haven't even played this one at all, so let's go ahead and click on this really quickly, and right away you'll see, well, you can name your base right here, so we can name it, I've alt-tapped, Video Base, and then we can choose a landing point here, and of course if you really want you can go ahead and check here and see your landing coordinates. So it also has some characteristics here, so light amount low, solar panels operate at reduced capacity, atmosphere density is high, suitable for wind turbines, and there's a blizzard risk of high, and blizzard will probably, block out your light and risk damaging your stuff. So let's just go ahead and choose a random spot and land right away. We'll have a little bit of a loading time here, not very long at all actually. Press our button here and away goes our landing craft. And the door's going to pop open. We'll have our whole crew come pouring out of this. Unfortunately, this is an unskippable scene, which can be quite annoying if you fail and decide to actually just start a whole new level. You can't press space, escape bar, or anything to get past this, but it's not too bad. Alrighty. Also, you can see here we have only, 4, 5, 6, 7 people and one robot, a carrier bot. On the standard level start, the easiest planet, the Martian one, I believe it was Class D, it's actually pretty, you get, I think, 2 more people and a constructor bot, not just a carrier bot. Anyway, let's go ahead. You'll see at the top here, we have a bunch of buttons here, pretty straightforward. You get your F1 help, which pauses the game. You can look through a bunch of different stuff, and it tells you about all sorts of stuff, and there is a mountain of stuff to actually read through here. Base management, you can click on all this. It tells you all sorts of stuff, from intruders to visitors to starboards to exteriors, and you can just keep on clicking for hours, and there's tons and tons of stuff. But if we move on from there, you got your standard menu, pretty simple and straightforward. You got save, exit. Exit game actually just takes you back to the main menu, by the way. And return to game. We got our show HUD, that doesn't do much. Wait, what is this? This is actually quick save, so we just did 2 quick saves like a fool. We got this shows tops, we'll see that in a minute. Adjust speed, because you can actually speed this game up or slow it down. You've got your base management, which brings up a bunch of different charts, and you can go through and see how many milestones you've gotten, all your different techs that you've acquired, which basically you buy these from trade ships to unlock them. You've got your grids, which actually tells you like your power levels and stuff, water and oxygen, your charts where you can turn on different things to see different amounts of, how many workers you got, how many this, that, and the other thing you've got, and then you get your stats, which is pretty straightforward. But let's go ahead and get straight to it, because our people are going to start dying here, because if you look at the bottom right, you can see our O2 is already dropping. So what do we need just to survive? Well, first and foremost, we are going to need a airlock. So we're going to go ahead and place in a really quick airlock there. Behind an airlock, we're going to need an oxygen generator. You can put this anywhere, but we're just going to get in because we need our oxygen generator right away. We're going to select the 2 structures and then click this thing. It's going to connect them. If you click on this, you can see down at the bottom right, it says it's pinning resources, 1 metal, 1 plasticky thingy. They're going to unload it from this structure, which you can see has a ton and ton of stuff at the bottom right there stored inside it. Same with this here and this here. It needs a lot of resources to get it started. Also, once they build this, it's not going to work, because what we need, and by the way, you can see here, I click the building icon, then I have this sort of flat open area, that's exterior structures. We can go ahead and place in a solar panel, because we're going to need power to actually run any of this. And once again, you have to select the 2 and connect them. And because this is an exterior structure and this is an interior structure, and there's no actual doorway leading between this and the outside world, it just puts in one of these little pipes here. And exterior walkway connectors only take 1 metal. Pretty nifty. Let's go ahead. What else are we going to need? Outside, we're also going to need a water extractor or gather or whatever you wish to call it. And you'll need that to actually be able to run your oxygen generator here. So we got those, we'll connect them up as well, and they'll go ahead and go in. And you might notice something here. If we take our solar panel, we can actually mouse scroll wheel up and get different sizes of this and some other structures, and that basically means they'll have either more power or be more efficient. Let's go ahead and just speed the game up really quickly to ×4 speed. So there we go, we got power now, and they connected the pipe right there. So now this has power, but of course still no oxygen because this needs to be completed. There we go. Now that it's done, you'll see here it's telling us it's producing 3.8 water, whatever, and it's going up over time. Seems like this goes up and down, fluctuates over time. Also, at the very top screen, it will tell you your colonists, the amount of bots you have, and the time of day. This isn't actually the amount of sun out. This is a time of day. Once this gets full up, it'll go to nighttime, and your amount of wind, which is pretty damn nifty. And you can see that now these have gone to this yellow because they're filling up with oxygen. Our people flood in there. Really quickly, let's try to see how long we can survive here. I'll probably botch this up. Let's go with a small one of these because we are going to need a cantina. Place you right about there. There we go. Connect you guys. Boop. What else are we going to need? Another interior structure. This means we're going to need to actually grow food. This is sort of a biodome. Connect those. We could connect them. Actually, we can't seem to connect these two. They must be at a bad angle. What else are we going to need to survive? That's about it for now. That'll genuinely... we need a bed area for people to sleep into. Because the funny thing is, people, if they don't get food, if they don't get oxygen, and they don't get water, you're going to find yourself in a really serious spot of bother. Because people, even if they manage to have oxygen, if they get hungry or tired, they end up becoming very fickle and not working very well. I've had colonies starve to death because people are like, I'm too tired to farm food properly, and the asshats will just fail miserably at getting anything done. Okay, and now we have a power issue, because of course it's gone to nighttime. I forgot to build one very important structure. Hopefully you still have supplies for this. Let's go back to standard speed here. We might actually lose some people here, because of course I should have been paying a little bit more attention to our power, but right now we're going to go ahead and try to get a solar panel in. And we're looking for, those little green lines that tell us we can connect the two of them. There, we're going to also click on this and click on this icon at the very top left to say, hey, that's high priority. Build that first, damn it. And hopefully, oh no, our wind is bouncing all over the place at the top right. But hopefully, as soon as I get that done, it'll hopefully generate enough power to go ahead and get everything else running. It's pending one more, there we go. Now we just need an engineer or a construction droid to come over and build it. Scheisse, we've lost someone. This is bad. This is very bad. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We've lost 3 people so far. Okay, everybody get inside, quick. How many people do we have left? We have 4 people left. So you can see, right away, you can fail really quick at this game if you're not cautious. Get inside. God almighty, I can't even select the guy. Get inside. You idiot hole! There's some oxygen in here. Go inside. Okay, you, go inside. Look, there's not much oxygen, but there's oxygen. Please, please go inside. Please. Please go inside. There's only 4 people left on the colony now. If we were to do our F3, then we can now see our workers. We had 1 worker and then we had 0 workers. God dang it, there goes another engineer. Come on, go inside. Yes, they're going inside. Thank Christ. Get in there. Why did we lose power? We'll get it back in a second. It's just because this wind slowed down, but the sun's coming up now, so we should... Please tell me we're going to have enough power. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. Whew. So yeah, you can see power is super important. The first thing you want to do is get oxygen. I got carried away putting in all these other structures here. Really, I should have gotten this in, and honestly, right away, I should have probably gotten in. It's an exterior structure. This right here, it's a power supply thing. And we could have plopped that in there, so even at night, if there's no power, we would still be all right. So yeah, now that we got that, we should be alright. I'm just going to plug this in and hook that up so we can start storing. Also, you might put the building in and find out that there's nothing in here. That's because you have to select a building at the top left over there, click that little button, and put these in, and you can see they use up a different resource. I'm going to press T on the keyboard, T is in tits, and switch it over to show us all these different little things here. So we got bioplastics here, that's what we're using to put these in, and we're going to just put in this many beds right now because we only have that many people. Over here in this biodome, we're going to skip that for now. We're going to go over to the canteen, and we're going to put in a water fountain, because this is how you actually get people water. Without this, people will actually die of dehydration. I once lost a colony because I didn't know you had to actually select the buildings. I'm like, I have a canteen. I put in, I think, 3 water extractors. I'm like, we have so much water. But alas, everyone just died. So you can see things will start getting a little bit better now as, well, this person, for one, is just eating a meal on the floor. Another important thing that I did here is this box right here. It's a meal maker. Without this, your people will starve to death. Even if, and we can click on, actually we can even probably go ahead and recycle this for some more supplies. You can see we have tons and tons of meals here. These are all the different meals that people can eat. But you can have raw vegetables and raw meat that you can grow in a lab, but your people will actually starve to death if you have raw vegetables or raw meat. Raw meat makes sense, but it's lab grown, so technically it should be pretty safe anyway. But the vegetables, people just won't eat them. Unless you have a meal maker, your people will starve to death. I have a colony of like 140 people start starving to death, and I lost about 1/3 of them just because I didn't have enough of these stupid meal maker machines. I had food stocks up in the like 70 70 extra food, raw food. But because the asshats couldn't go ahead and produce enough in time, they started dying. So we're going to go ahead and just put in a few of these things here. These are different types of foods you can start growing here, and these are most important because, for one, a lot of these, and let's go ahead and look at the screen here at the top left, and again, you see this one is a hydroponic vegetable pad, starchy, which means it's going to give you a potato, which vegetable one can eat, as well as some starch, and the starch can be used in another structure to actually go ahead and make those bioplastic things. When it comes to actually getting more of the metal pieces, you can go ahead, and it's an exterior structure, and you need to put in a mine, which you can't just put out here anywhere. You have to actually put it up against a wall of mountainside like this. And once again, it has to have this connection in like so. There we go. By the way, you can see that we did have this power supply up, and it's actually gaining power right now just because the wind turbine is producing enough power. But in the daytime, it would gain even more power because this would be producing power as well. So this will be able to store a surplus of power, and you can even store a surplus of water if you need. So here you go, you can see it's generating 4.15, and I think the colony requires 5, so it's slowly ticking down. I think we should be all right. There we go. A mine. A mine is run by a worker. Workers, let's see, how many workers do we actually have right now? We are, we're out of luck on biologists. We are totally screwed, actually. Our colony is about to die. If you lose biologists, your colony is pretty much dead in the water. They are the most important thing you can ever have in this game. We're going to go ahead and just flag this up, get that built right away. And it's F5. We can't even access these screens yet. Come on, quick, build it up, build it up, build it up, build it up. Because as you can see here, there's a wrench over this, which I originally thought meant, hey, we need to go ahead and get an engineer to fix this because it's broken. No. It might have a wrench icon, but if you look right here, that's a biologist. You absolutely 100% need a bloody biologist. So we got that done. Now let's go ahead here and turn this up to max. And the way you can access that is either by pressing F5 or by clicking on your landing pad and clicking on this little icon over there on the right. And you can go ahead and say what kind of people you would like. So right now we're requesting no one else unless you're a biologist. Do not come to this planet unless you're a biologist. For the love of the Lord, do not come here unless you're a biologist. But unfortunately, no one's really come here. You'll also see that this worker here just left from the mine. You'll see a little bit of progress was made in there. So when a worker's in there, it slowly builds a progress. Then you get an ore. Then that ore can be taken to another structure and refined. And since we don't actually have anybody else here, well, there's no point in us well, we're gonna die here unless we get a biologist, so there's no point in us doing much of anything. But just so I can show you guys, we will go ahead and put in a processing plant. We'll put that in, or can we snap this in somewhere? Some of these structures can't be built off of. So you can see we can build off that, we can build off this one here, but you can't build off of the bunker room. That's a dead end. And we press tab, and you can see it shows the exterior structures. But let's go ahead and put this in right here, connect that up, and that'll make a walkway through there. We should have enough supplies yet because it only takes 2 of each, and this will be 1 of each because it's an interior walkway, whereas this is just 1 metal basically. Even these are just 1 metal. But this will be able to get us another area where we could refine that raw ore or the raw starch that this produces into the other things. And once this is done, and I figure our colony is going to die because no ships are landing here, even though we do have colonists toggled on, traders toggled on. Even though we have that toggle on, nobody's apparently landing. I find sometimes that if you end up with a lot of people dying or things aren't going too well, nobody's going to show up at your colony, which can be a massive issue if everyone's starving to death because you don't have any biologists to tend to the bloody plants, because the plants all need to be tended to. Oh, also, there are plants you can put in here, or I think it's like this one here, hydroponic vegetable pad, slow producing and low maintenance. It still won't even produce 1 food before it gets broken, basically. Ah, there we go. That's pretty much done now. And you can see it's red because oxygen is just flowing in there, but there we go. It's gone up to, it's like 22% or so in a second here. And we can click on this, and you can see you can put in these little machines here, which will go ahead and make the right stuff. So these guys here, like the worker, you can see he's mining up one of these little bits of producing, what do you call this? It's just raw metal, I guess you would call it. Bink! There we go, it's done. And you can see there's actually 2 of them sitting right outside the door there. You can actually rotate your camera with middle mouse click. Oh, it's a trading ship. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Do we have anything we want to trade? Do we want to trade our metal? You can get money. Nah, we don't want to do anything with this. We're in trouble here. We messed up our start. Let's just dismiss this guy. We don't have anything we want to buy from him. Unless he had food, and he doesn't. Goodbye. So you can see here, this will be gathered up, this ore, it'll be taken to this machine. But the thing is, you have to have a worker to actually run this machine to produce metal. So you can end up needing up to 4 workers in here at any one time. 1 worker on this and 1 worker on this. And they seem to have shifts, which I can't actually seem to direct in any way. So you're going to have assholes just wandering about for half an hour like, you asshole, go mine or something, be productive. So you're going to need basically, 2, 3 people for each of these, it seems, to actually have things being run very well. So you can see in here, though, there's actually 2 pieces of ore in there now. And if this worker, guy, gal, whatever, yeah, that's an engineer. We need a worker. Engineers can't run it. There we go. Our 1 worker. I think we only have 1 worker. Yeah, we do. This poor guy. If our worker was to go up to this machine, it would again fill up the bar and turn 1 of these ore into the thing. As you can see here, it says 1 ore plus worker creates metal. Anyway, I think that's enough of this base. Obviously, things have gone pretty bad. Our people are going to start starving here. We still have 11 food, but without any new biologists coming in to run our crops, probably everybody's going to die here. Even though we have water and power and everything, these people eventually starve to death because nobody else but a biologist can maintenance those. Anyway, enough of this level. I'm going to go ahead now and switch over to another one. Where it's not really going to exit game. We're going to click on load, and I have another base here. The name BDRRD4. Literally just was like, let's have a few numbers for a base, because screw trying to come up with a name I'll actually like. So BDRRD4. This is one I've been playing for quite a few hours here. And what do we have here? This is a trade ship, you can see. Pending resources, because I made a trade with them for something, so our people are currently on their way delivering stuff. You can see our people are unhappy. Also happens if they get too unhappy, they don't like to work either. If we were to do our F2, you can see that we have 29 biologists, 21 workers, 16 engineers, 3 medics, which medics will actually go ahead and turn this little white plant here into medical packs, and then the medical packs will be used to heal people if they get broken bones or get a disease or something. They lay down in one of these medical beds and they use up a med pack. What else do we have? Let's go back to our F2. We have 7 security, and 7 out of those security are armed, so I've built guns for them, and they are actually stored over here if they're not using guns, stored in this armory locker. So it looks like we even have a spare gun. And then there's also a security guard here monitoring a station right now, just in case anybody shows up at our place and tries to cause trouble. Meteorites sometimes strike, so we have these observation things here. They're not currently working because you actually have to have a worker at a telescope console using one of them. So currently, if we were to mouse over this, you can see our disaster prediction chance is 0, which means if a meteorite's coming, it's probably just going to hit us. Or if there's a sandstorm coming, it's just going to hit us all of a sudden. What else do we have? Another telescope. You need 1 telescope console per telescope, so it's a bit nutty. What else do we have here? Oxygen plants. We got tons of those scattered about, because I kept having issues over here where oxygen kept not getting to this, even though I have way more oxygen than we should need. So I destroyed a building over here and put this in. What else do we have? We have a lot of these power things. You'll notice a lot of these are empty, because during the night, my big super duper solar panel, they don't output anything. But these guys, they kind of do, but we don't have the most wind in the world here. So these will slowly fill up during the day. Actually, usually skyrocket once that solar panel and the solar panels I have over here start outputting. And you can see I do have more power storage over here, so everything should be good. There goes the trading ship off into the sky. Woohoo! This is a starport. It's a bigger pad. This right here is a radio antenna, and power monger reached. Ooh, hello. You are now generating a ton of power. Awesome. Cool. That's awesome. Can we get off the screen? I don't need to be on the screen. I don't need to be on the screen. I hate that. There's no way they just skip through that when you click on stuff like that. Anyway, pretty nifty. What else do we have to show you? Oh, this is a larger green grower area. You can see our food stocks are not brilliant right now. Like I said, if you don't have enough biologists, you actually can end up just in this muck, where I put all this stuff in here before I had enough biologists to run it all. So my biologists ended up spread out too thin, and next thing you know, our little food here started breaking, this stuff here started breaking, and all of these broke because they were spread out too thin. And all of a sudden everyone's like, oh god, what's going on? No, we're not getting any new food. And then I also, as I said earlier, didn't have enough of these meal maker machines scattered about, because I think I have another 2 meal makers and whatnot. I didn't have enough of those, so we lost, because we used to have like close to, I think, 50 biologists and 50 workers. We lost tons and tons of people. People just started dying left, right, and center. Let's go ahead and do an F4 and F5. Yeah, you can see I'm trying to get more biologists in right now, but asshats ain't landing. We also have our mine here, and you can see we have 2 robots in there right now, because you can have drill droids. Little drill droid coming out. You see they are very, very successful, and they keep coming over here to our robotics facility, where they just go back to this thing and it repairs them up. After a while, they still break down where they can't be repaired, so you can see their top bar here, good, and then there's their integrity. Once their integrity goes to zip, they cannot be repaired, they just permanently die. This machine here will build them, but you need the metal, bioplastic, and a semiconductor. To get a semiconductor, you have to have this structure here called a factory, and inside it you have to have a spare part. Well, you don't need a spare parts workshop. That's a spare parts thing, where they build spare parts and they'll actually go ahead and use that to repair other buildings in these, because you can see this has its own integrity here, its condition. If that gets too low or gets hit by an asteroid, it'll actually use one of the spare parts to build it. So you can see we're out of spare parts right now, as it's just set at the bottom left. That's why I have these 2 structures here as the only ones turned on, because you can select them at the top left, turn them on or off. And let's turn that back off. And because I'm trying to funnel little resources into here, because this needs a bioplastic and a metal to build 2 spare parts. But of course I have to have an engineer to actually go over there, and currently we're on a sort of shortage of, well, what is it? We're on a shortage of, well, we shouldn't be at a shortage of anything, so I don't know what the hell these assholes are doing. Turn that off. We don't need that. We don't need another gun. Get off that and go build something else. Oh, don't go to sleep. Anyway, here's the semiconductor machine that I was talking about. So this will build your semiconductors, and then they'll automatically deliver it over here. It's sort of based on a surplus, if you have a surplus of stuff, which unfortunately I don't really seem to. There's another trading ship, so I can actually show you trading now and actually doing stuff. And you see they have another drill bot here that we could buy for 160. I'm not really in the mood to buy that. We don't really have any spare food. We do have some spare starch, so I can just go ahead and sell, like, I don't know, a few of these. You can see this ship at the top right actually has a maximum amount of storage that it can hold, so we can fill this up all the way. We're not going to do that right now, but we are going to give it 60 worth of stuff, and we're going to take some monies from them to add to my stockpile, because we've been buying blueprints for stuff, so we can go ahead and do that trade there. And now, basically, our people have to deliver the starch out to that ship. So you can see at the bottom right, pending resource. And then once that's delivered, we'll get our credits. Oh, also here, this is a lab building. Remember how I said the medics can go ahead and make the health kits? So you can see a bunch of them stored there. If we were to look here, this is actually a workbench table where if you have those little white leaves plus a bioplastic, they'll go ahead and actually make the health packs from this, but you need a medic to do that. All these things are the meat growers I was mentioning, where you can grow different types of meat. I don't know why, by the way, all these people are so unhappy. Oh, is that another trade ship, or do we have colonists arriving? We have colonists! Look at that! We successfully got 2 more biologists. You get your asses in there and start fixing stuff up so we can actually have people eating food again. You can see a bunch of starch and stuff is actually being stockpiled here. And the funny thing is, I have storage rooms. This is a storage room and this is a storage room. But I think it's a shortage of workers. Not more. See, look at these. I have a shortage of workers, so a lot of stuff isn't being properly taken care of. Also, everyone's very grumpy. I think they got grumpy when a lot of people died. But, yeah, it doesn't help when everyone's grumpy. Look at all of our biologists working. Yes, yes! Oh, that's a worker. Actually getting some of the meat and taking it somewhere. Where is he going to take it? Where are you going to take it? I thought you were going to. You hungry, hungry hippo. Wait, where are you taking it? Oh, you are taking it here. Yeah, oh, he didn't eat any. Anyway, this guy, he's getting some food and he's sitting down eating. Nom nom nom. You can see these, they take raw resources and make food and they can mix them together and stuff, but yeah. Also, people can get grumpy if they only have one food source. That's why you can go ahead and set your food machines here to make all these different types of meat. As well as, of course, a bunch of different crops, which I haven't diversified too much. Look at all this food here, huh? We need more workers to just be taking all this stuff elsewhere. So we're going to do our F5 here and just say, hey, let's also go ahead and say, if you're a worker out there, go ahead and bring your ass over here as well. And there's a sandstorm imminent. Great. Anyway, that's pretty much this game. You can keep expanding, go to more difficult planets. There seems to be an end game here where you go ahead and you put a signpost in that'll unlock a pyramid, and then that once you have the pyramid, you can build a monolith, and it's sort of the end game. You can also stop meteorites from hitting your stuff as long as you have people at these telescopes and have a nice shiny anti-meteorite laser. And you see out there in the background, this is sort of green outline of where this laser can actually protect. So it's this big area here that's sort of protected. And I'm hitting an invisible wall right now if I try to go behind the camera anymore, which is unfortunate because I had intended to build down this way before I found out there was a wall there sort of blocking me. So, don't know, I should have positioned this probably over there. Anyway, guys and gals, that is that for this game. It is pretty damn awesome. I'm probably going to keep on playing it. It's a little fickle. I sort of wish it had the good old-fashioned RTS Warcraft, like, I'm going to click on you, and I'm going to tell you to go do something, damn it, and somebody would go do it, because it's a bit fickle to be just sort of assigning priority, as in, this is high priority, this is normal priority, or you've shut the structure off, like I just did there. Bit fickle, and of course people can get a bit grumpy, and hell, it seems like all the little treadmills in the world don't make them happy when you got TVs and treadmills and water drinkers and plants, and they're just still unhappy. Look at you, you're on an exercise bar and you're still a grumpy bastard? I mean, you're on exercise. There, watch TV, get happy. There we go, he's getting a little tiny Morel happy, very, very slowly. I guess I just need more TVs. Anyway, that is PlanetBase, was it? Yes, PlanetBase. And it's a pretty good game. Yeah, we got another worker. Cool. Don't go in there. We have mining bots. Yeah, yes, carry stuff. Yes! And you get more bots to carry stuff. It's awesome. It's a good game. It's a good game. Okay, enough. That's that. Thank you a bunch, guys and gals, for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Ta-ta. Fuck. Okay, trading ship. I thought somebody fucking died. I was like, what now? You have nothing of value. Literally nothing of value. Oh, wait, you have repair parts. And what can I trade you? I'll trade you some starch for that. Look at that, huh? Look at that starchy starch. You know you want it. You know you want it. Yeah, take the starch. Take the starch in 1 credit.